Most dog owners love their pets more than anything. They buy the best food, take them on walks, and shower them with toys and treats. But what if, despite all that love, they're unknowingly doing things that quietly break their dog's heart? This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. Because dogs don't speak our language, but they feel everything. And sometimes, the smallest habits we overlook can leave them feeling confused, rejected, or even unloved. Let's explore 7 everyday things that quietly hurt your dog, backed by dog psychology and behavior science. Some of these might surprise you, but once you know, you'll never see your dog the same way again. 1. Ignoring their greeting. It's the end of a long day. You walk through the door, tired, distracted, maybe juggling groceries or replying to a text. Your dog rushes to greet you, tail wagging, eyes wide, body wiggling with joy, and you barely acknowledge them. To us, it's no big deal. We'll pet them later. But to a dog, that moment is sacred. Dogs are social creatures. Their greeting ritual isn't just excitement, it's a bonding ceremony. In the wild, wolves and dogs greet each other with licks, nuzzles, and tail wags to reaffirm social bonds. When you ignore that moment, your dog doesn't just feel brushed off. They feel emotionally rejected. Over time, this can lead to confusion and sadness. They might stop greeting you altogether, not because they don't love you, but because they're unsure if you love them back. Dog behaviors say that even a few seconds of eye contact, a soft hello, or a gentle touch can make all the difference. It tells your dog, I see you. You matter. 2. Yelling when you don't understand their behavior. Dogs don't misbehave to annoy you. They act out because they're anxious, bored, confused, or trying to communicate something. But when owners respond with yelling, scolding, or harsh tones, it doesn't teach, it terrifies. Here's the heartbreaking truth. Dogs don't understand punishment the way humans do. They don't connect your yelling with the chewed up shoe or the accident on the carpet. What they feel is fear, and worse, fear from someone they trust most. Studies in canine psychology show that dogs exposed to frequent yelling or unpredictable discipline develop signs of chronic stress. Their cortisol levels spike. They become more withdrawn, less playful, and sometimes even aggressive. Not because they're bad dogs, but because they're emotionally overwhelmed. Instead of yelling, experts recommend redirection, positive reinforcement, and understanding the root cause. Is your dog chewing because they're anxious? Barking because they're lonely? Every behavior is a message. And when we listen instead of lash out, we build trust instead of trauma. 3. Rushing walks and not letting them sniff to a dog. Sniffing is like reading the newspaper, checking social media, and solving puzzles, all rolled into one. Their nose is their superpower. And when we rush walks, tug them away from smells, or treat sniffing as a nuisance, we're robbing them of mental stimulation. Imagine being dragged through a museum without being allowed to look at the art. That's what a rushed walk feels like to a dog. Sniffing lowers stress, improves mood, and even helps dogs process emotions. It's not just fun, it's therapeutic. In fact, some trainers use sniff walks as a form of enrichment for anxious or reactive dogs. When owners treat walks as a chore, just a quick bathroom break, they miss the deeper purpose. Dogs don't just want to move their legs, they want to explore, investigate, and connect with the world. Letting your dog sniff freely for even 10 minutes a day can dramatically improve their emotional well-being. It's one of the simplest ways to say, I care about your happiness. 4. Passing your stress onto them. Dogs are emotional sponges. They read our body language, tone of voice, and even our scent to detect how we're feeling. If you're stressed, anxious, or angry, even if you don't say a word, your dog knows. And here's the heartbreaking part: they often blame themselves. In dog psychology, this is called emotional mirroring. Dogs evolved to live in tight knit social groups where harmony was essential for survival. When their human is upset, they instinctively try to soothe, help, or withdraw, depending on their personality. But when stress becomes a daily pattern, dogs can develop anxiety disorders. They might pace, whine, lick excessively, or act out, not because they're misbehaving, but because they're emotionally overwhelmed. Of course, life gets hard. No one can be cheerful all the time, but being aware of how your energy affects your dog is powerful. Taking a few deep breaths before interacting, using a calm tone, or even just sitting quietly with them can help both of you feel better. Dogs don't need you to be perfect, they just need you to be present. 5. Not giving enough exercise or mental play. A tired dog is a happy dog, but not just physically. Mental exhaustion is just as important. Many owners think a quick walk or backyard time is enough. But dogs, especially working breeds, need challenges. They crave puzzles, games, training sessions, and new experiences. Without them, they get bored. And boredom in dogs often leads to sadness, frustration, or destructive behavior. Imagine being stuck in a room with nothing to do day after day. That's what life feels like for a dog without stimulation. Canine behaviorists emphasize the importance of enrichment, activities that engage a dog's brain. This can be as simple as hiding treats around the house, teaching new tricks, or using puzzle toys during mealtime. Even 15 minutes of mental play a day can transform your dog's mood. It gives them purpose, confidence, and joy. And when you play with them, it strengthens your bond in ways that treats and toys alone never could. 6. Leaving them alone. Too long. Dogs are pack animals. They're wired for companionship, and while some independence is healthy, long hours of solitude can quietly break their heart. When you leave for work, your dog doesn't know if you'll be gone for 10 minutes or 10 hours. They wait and wait and wait, sometimes staring at the door, whining, or pacing. For dogs with separation anxiety, this isn't just sad, it's traumatic. Research shows that dogs left alone for extended periods show signs of depression, including loss of appetite, lethargy, and withdrawal. They may also develop compulsive behaviors like licking, chewing, or barking excessively. Of course, not everyone can stay home all day, but small changes help. Leaving a piece of clothing with your scent, using calming music, or hiring a dog walker can ease the loneliness. Even better, building a predictable routine helps your dog feel secure. They learn when you'll leave, when you'll return, and what to expect. Dogs don't need constant attention, but they do need connection. And knowing you'll always come back is one of the most comforting gifts you can give. 7. Forgetting to say, I love you. This one sounds silly, but it's real. Dogs may not understand the words, I love you, but they understand the feeling behind them, the tone, the eye contact, the gentle touch. When you speak to your dog with warmth and affection, their brain releases oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds mothers to babies. In fact, studies show that dogs who are spoken to regularly with love and praise are more confident, more obedient, and more emotionally secure. But in the rush of daily life, many owners forget. They feed, walk, and care for their dog, but they stop talking to them. They stop cuddling. They stop looking into their eyes and saying, you're a good dog. And slowly, the emotional bond fades. Dogs don't just want food and shelter. They want love. They want to feel chosen. And when you take a moment to speak from the heart, they feel it deeply, so say it every day, even if it feels silly. Your dog won't laugh. they'll listen, and they'll love you even more. 8. Using their name only when they're in trouble. A dog's name is more than a label. It's a cue for connection. It's how they know you're speaking to them, how they feel seen. But when their name is only used in moments of frustration, Max, no, or Bella, stop. It becomes a trigger for anxiety instead of affection. Imagine if every time someone said your name, it meant you'd done something wrong. Over time, you'd flinch, you'd withdraw, you'd stop responding. Dogs are no different. When their name is tied to punishment, they begin to associate it with fear. They may hesitate to come when called, not because they're stubborn, but because they're bracing for disappointment. Dog trainers often recommend name conditioning, saying your dog's name in happy tones during play, praise, or cuddles. It rebuilds trust. It tells your dog, your name means love, not trouble. And when that association is strong, your dog will come running, not out of obedience, but out of joy. 9. Not respecting their need for rest. Dogs sleep a lot. Depending on age and breed, they may need 12 to 18 hours of rest per day. But rest isn't just physical, it's emotional. Dogs need quiet time to process stimulation, recharge, and feel safe. Yet many households are noisy, chaotic, and constantly demanding attention. Kids tug at ears, guests want to play, owners interrupt naps for selfies or snuggles, and slowly, the dog's ability to relax erodes. This is especially true for anxious or reactive dogs. Without proper rest, their stress levels rise. They become more sensitive to noise, more prone to snapping, and less able to regulate emotions. Canine psychologists emphasize the importance of safe zones, quiet spaces where dogs can retreat without being disturbed, a cozy bed in a low-traffic area, a crate with a blanket, a signal that says, this is your space, you're allowed to rest. Respecting rest isn't neglect, it's love. It tells your dog, I honor your needs, even when they're invisible. 10. Overstimulating them with constant attention. We often think dogs want attention all the time. And yes, they love affection. But too much stimulation, especially without consent, can quietly overwhelm them. Some dogs tolerate constant petting, hugging, or being picked up. But others feel trapped. They may stiffen, turn their head, lick their lips, or yawn. Subtle signs of discomfort that most owners miss. In dog body language, these are called calming signals. And they're polite ways of saying, I'm not comfortable right now. And when ignored, they lead to emotional shutdown. Dogs thrive on choice. When they initiate contact, nudging your hand, leaning into you, bringing a toy, they're saying, I want connection. But when we impose affection without reading their cues, we risk crossing emotional boundaries. This is especially true for children. Teaching kids to ask before petting, to watch for signs of discomfort, and to respect a dog's space can prevent heartbreak and bites. Affection should be mutual. When it is, it deepens trust. When it's forced, it quietly erodes it. Dogs are masters of unconditional love. They forgive our mistakes, adapt to our moods, and stay loyal through every season of life. But that doesn't mean they don't feel pain. Emotional neglect, even in small doses, can quietly wear down their spirit. The good news? Every one of these heartbreaks is fixable. With awareness, empathy, and small daily changes, you can turn sadness into joy, confusion into clarity, and fear into trust. Because at the end of the day, your dog doesn't care about fancy toys or gourmet treats. They care about you, your attention, your kindness, your love. And when you give it freely, you don't just heal their heart, you strengthen yours too. If this video opened your eyes, even a little, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who loves their dog but might be missing the signs. Because sometimes the smallest change can save a heart from quietly breaking.